Welcome to the semifinals of the Cashin Tournament. Mark Rogers, Adam Dieselhorst, getting ready to bring you some exciting girls basketball action between the Perry Maroons and the Clinton Red Tornadoes. Perry, state tournament last year, got beat in the quarterfinals, but they're off to a great start this season. They even knocked off the team that won Class 3A, Jones, previously in a tournament. So, Adam, it's a good squad.
Yeah, you bet. We've seen them a handful of times kind of in our part of the state. They also had a really good Bertha Teague. I believe they beat Latta and Weatherford, and then obviously lost to Tuttle, but who doesn't lose to Tuttle? Very impressive team, but a lot of fun. Excited to see them play and match up against Clinton, a bigger school, and Clinton has the very athletic and dynamic Carmelo Jefferson that we're going to see tonight too as well.
Man, what a game we just watched. Fairview was able to beat Perry at the buzzer, going the length of the floor with 5 seconds on a great bounce pass for the layup, and this field here is sensational. I mean, and I love the aspect of different classes, 4A, 3A, 2A, and even A schools. And we're going to see 3 teams that are ranked in the top 2 in the next 2 games.
Yeah, Coach Hardaway does a really good job. You know, I think obviously where Cashin's located helps a lot. Usually an easy drive for a lot of schools, but it's a good tune-up for the playoffs for anybody in any class.
Clinton in the away maroon jerseys, Perry in the home whites, and we are underway here in the semifinals. Perry led in scoring by Braylee Dale, the senior post player. But really, overall, a lot of talent and a lot of depth on this team. And there's a steal going the other way for Clinton. Paige Lloyd shuts out of bounds.
You know, one of the things I want to see what Perry handles, obviously, when you're playing a bigger school, typically the athleticism difference is something you see a lot, and see kind of how Perry handles that.
There's Carmelo Jefferson. Jefferson led the team in scoring yesterday in their 42-40 win over the Varnum Lady Whippets. That pass is thrown out of bounds. Tila Johnson and Paige Lloyd couldn't make the connection. Perry's coming back the other way with Kennedy Height in possession.
So Height is a very dynamic young player. You're going to see her. She can shoot the 3. She can get to the basket. It's fun to watch.
Rebound comes down to Alizea Proza for Clinton. And double dribbles called. Second turnover in a row for the Red Tornadoes.
We know that Clinton has got a few players out. Had an injury yesterday, and so they're a little bit shorthanded. So see how they kind of adjust to that.
Yeah, and that's especially tough against a team that's as good as this Perry squad is. Wide open 3 queued up from Atlanta Ward. She didn't get a good roll, but hustled to save it from Kennedy Height.
So Atlanta Ward and West are 2 players that take a lot of 3s, and if they get going, it's tough to defend Perry with the post player inside.
And there's a 3rd consecutive turnover, and we're going to have a double dribble. So both teams have a little bit of the jitters here early on.
We bragged about the talent in the field and kind of sloppy getting going here.
Jefferson's got it. See if she can penetrate. Quick dribble between the legs. Perry really is doing a good job of defending her. Nice step back.
Yeah, and that's her shot. It looks like it wouldn't be because you don't see a lot of girls do that, but she likes that step back move for sure.
And we've got another turnover. Still yet to score, 5:47. Well, look at this battle. That is fun to watch. Kennedy Height is not really giving any ground to Carmelo Jefferson, who can really dribble the ball.
And I think if you're Coach Caldwell, you're happy with obviously how this game has started. I know he talked about to us when he was over there just mentioning how he was going to try to slow the game down a little bit, try to keep the ball out of Perry's hands. Obviously, so far, 0-0. You want to put some points on the board, but 0-0's, with that low-scoring game is what he mentioned to us.
It's a good look, driving into the lane. We got our first points of the game, courtesy of Paige Lloyd. Clinton comes in 8-4 there, not ranked in Class 4A. Played a pretty difficult schedule so far this season. Perry, 11-2, number 2 in Class 3A. Their only losses to Tuttle, as Adam mentioned in the Bertha Teague final, and then lost last week to Frontier, a game at Frontier in a close contest. Jump ball, possession arrow points the way of Clinton.
Yeah, I actually watched that game on the network, that Frontier game. Frontier girls are talented. I think they're ranked 8th or 9th in A, but it's just like, anytime you see Frontier girls, you just got a bunch of girls that can play ball. And so, Perry kind of caught them on a night where they were shooting the ball really well. And I actually give credit to Perry because Frontier led decently most of the game. Perry came back and tied it. It was a close game towards the end.
Well, all that tradition, of a program like Frontier.
Oh, my gosh.
There's another bucket from Paige Lloyd. Like you said, they can grow up to play and are going to have a lot of confidence.
And one thing early on, obviously Perry has a size inside, but with the zone that Clinton's running and sinking in on Dale, it's making it tough to get her shots inside.
Foul goes on Tila Johnson. Braylee Dale misses and not getting many more than one shot opportunities. Jefferson kicks in the corner.
Now she
Three
can
ball.
shoot.
Johnson, 7-0.
And I believe she's the transfer from Hammond that Coach Caldwell was telling us about. Good move by Dale.
Oh, that's just a very impressive drop step by Braylee Dale inside for the bucket.
Isn't it nice to see somebody with post moves?
That's right. College basketball, you don't see a whole lot of post moves anymore.
Yeah. It's like a lost art. It's fun. Any basketball that's good basketball is fun to watch, but it is still nice to see somebody catch it on the block and make a move and score.
Helps so much in spacing the floor, getting good shots from the outside. Clinton's seen some of these shots go down and now starting to play with a little bit more confidence, it looks like. There's a good play by Dale.
She handles the ball well for a post player.
Wow, coast to coast. Give her the basket. She's got 4.
She was big in this tournament last year for Perry. And they won 2 games in this tournament last year and lost to Vanoss, who was a heck of a team last year. But Dale and Height had a great tournament last year here.
Free throw jumper, 7-6. Perry comes back with 6 unanswered. Mabry Shields, first 2 points.
When you're left-handed, it just always looks good when it goes up, right?
No, that's right. I think that's right.
You could be the worst basketball player in the world, but if you're a lefty, it looks good every time.
Paige Lloyd's played well so far. And Perry's starting to turn up the pressure a little defensively. I want to keep it out of the hands of Jefferson.
She carried it. Good call.
Clinton got the first 7. Perry's got the last 6. Dale catches the tip pass, breaks through the double team, and she's going to be fouled. I think the foul will be called on Ray Washington. That's her first. Team foul number 3 for Clinton.
Good
There's
ball
some
movement.
good cross-court ball movement.
Ooh.
3 won't go. Rebound comes down to Washington.
So Mark West in the first game of this tournament, I believe she hit 5 threes and had 20 in their first game yesterday. So She can really shoot it.
She can
gets
fill it
going.
up.
Yep.
And I like the extra step that Dale skipped and just
Mm-hmm.
to cause the defense didn't have near enough time to get up there to rotate on the shooter. Those shots will go down, and there's a turnover. How about the hospitality here at Cashin, huh?
It's good, man.
They had something I've never seen before in the hospitality room, which is a walking taco salad. And I think that's, a taco is hard enough to eat if you're walking, and so I think that seems like it's a great invention.
Well, it's just like any other small town. It's pretty cool to see. I'm in there with Coach Hardaway and Coach Shackelford, the two athletic directors here, and they're talking about which family members bringing what food, and and it's just a whole list of them. Like, such and such is bringing enchiladas, and and you get 14 or 15 people bringing. The food ends up turning out pretty good.
I believe it. There's got to be a lot of pride there. Let's see if we got a bucket here. Yeah, bucket. And what is a nice step through by Carmela Jefferson. That ends an 8-0 Perry run and gives Clinton back the lead.
And on the other end, while we were talking food, Kennedy Height, I think, got on the board first for Perry too. So, and if she gets going, that's their recipe, is getting Braley Dale going and getting Height, and then getting those 3-point shooters to spot up and hit open shots.
We got a heck of a game coming up next. That's the Cashin boys and the OCS boys. That's a number 1 versus number 2 matchup. Dale gets fouled inside. That's a state tournament final type game. They're in different classes, but it's that good a competition.
And it'll be fun to see how Cashin handles OCS's size. OCS is much larger inside, but I can tell you this, that Cashin has the toughness, and they've been battle-tested with the teams they've played in the tournament champions and some others. Thing is, if Jonah Jenkins can't go for Cashin, that makes a big difference for them on it for sure, putting points up on the offensive end.
Yeah, their schedule's been something else.
Yeah, it has.
Led Jinx to the Tournament of Champions. I know you guys did a good job up there broadcasting all those games. I had to have everybody in Cashin fired up to lead what's now the number 1 team in 6A.
Yeah, all the way through 3 quarters, and I think, honestly, and I don't mean to be cliche-ish, they just ran out of gas. You hear a lot of people, and they truly did. They missed a bunch of free throws in the second half and missed a lot of shots they weren't missing the first 3 quarters.
Good move inside. Almost had another and one, but it'll be a couple of free throws coming up for Paige Lloyd.
And she's been a player today. I haven't seen that out of her, the first game or in the tournament before since they've been here. She's a good-looking player.
Substitution for Clinton. Aislinn Cisneros comes in, and Elena Hester will go to the bench. Misses both. Perry's got 25 seconds to try to put up the final shot of the first quarter. Shot is off from Height. And Jefferson coming the other way. Nice bounce pass. Layup is just off. Good dish from Jefferson to Lloyd. She cannot connect on the shot. We've played 1 quarter here at the Cashin tournament. It's Clinton on top of Perry, 10-9.
FloorTech proudly serves schools across the state of Oklahoma with their gym floor and janitorial supply needs.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern,
Took a while for that
with
one to
small
get going.
classes,
It did.
you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
Games and see all the action going on, and you guys have done an unbelievable job with this product.
Well, thanks. I mean, I appreciate it. We when we decided to set out to do this, we really kept our ear to the ground and listened to schools and I think that was the smartest thing that we did because the schools have kind of backed it and have helped push it. And, and if you look in this tournament, I think, 75% of the schools are network schools of ours in this tournament alone.
And a lot of passion for high school basketball here. Foul's going to be called on Alana Hester, and that's going to send Braley Dale right back to the free throw line.
Another thing I think it's cool about you, and I talked about this, you enjoy covering high school sports and having the opportunity to, promote high school athletes in Oklahoma and do a fantastic job on Sports Animal and a lot of the other ventures that you do. But, there's not a lot of people that cover a lot of high school sports, so somebody like you that may not get a lot of opportunities to do color and play-by-play, it's awesome that we're able to have you come on and do this with us too as well.
Oh, love being here. And love Cashion, what a great community is and how successful they are in sports, really in everything.
In spite of Lynn Shackelford.
Jefferson in the lane, misses the shot. There's a lot of contact there, and they're going to go the other way.
And that's your buddy reffing down there too, right?
That's big Richard Pyatt. He has a 20-year veteran of the Sports Animal sales staff.
Is he really? Hardaway told me that. That's right.
Recently retired to go full-time professional referee.
Well, he does a good job. He's here every year, so.
Well, I would love to take shots at Rich, but he was a heck of a salesman, and if he's near as good at refereeing as he was at sales, then he's one of the best. I think, Perry's doing a good job of moving Dale around. It's not that the zone is causing a whole lot of problems for him. They just haven't been able to connect on the shots.
Yeah. Sometimes when watching them, it's probably best if they would force the issue with her inside, just make it a point to get it to her. Because Clinton has no one that can guard her.
It's an air ball from three-point line, and then Dales takes it right back away.
And that's a good idea for her. Just go up with it.
Yeah. Ooh, that's an interesting call. Jump ball. Spinning into the lane that the defense was able to draw the tie up before it looked like Dale was going to get fouled. Perry got 3 girls back as starters and then a couple of important girls that came off the bench last year from that quarterfinal team.
And neither one of these teams play a lot of players.
Jefferson missed it, almost got her own rebound, but the ball deflected off of her leg out of bounds.
And that's one thing we heard from Coach Caldwell before the game was Jefferson's going to have to put in a bunch of points to win this game. But so far she's only scored 1 bucket and only down 1, so you'd like to see that if you're Clinton.
Yeah, and then also the 3-point shooting. There's a bucket. Mabry Shields from the outside, first 3 of the game for Perry.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Mark, when they get going, they got those 3 that can really shoot it from outside. They're hard to defend.
A big game from Tila Johnson would do a lot of wonders for Clinton, and she's had the 1-3, but she's not had a look since. Traveling. The Perry defense has been outstanding, and Clinton really is just not getting a whole lot of shots.
One and done every time.
Oh, she's feeling it. It's a good job by Paige Lloyd as Dale had tipped the ball. Paige Lloyd got it off the tip. Look at that.
Good look.
Curtis misses the 3. Perry's coming the other way. Ward. Height drives inside. Looked like she got fouled. She did. She'll go to the line for 2.
One thing I'll say about Kennedy is we covered a lot of her games last year, and the growth in her game is really impressive. She was more of a outside shooter a lot last year, and she can shoot the 3, but if you notice, she's matured a lot, and she attacks the basket, knowing she's a lot of times a better athlete than who she's playing against, and then gets to the free throw line a lot, and she's a good free throw shooter.
Only a sophomore?
Yeah.
You mentioned she's a multiple sports star.
Yeah, I haven't ever seen her play softball, but I hear she's a phenomenal softball player. I know I got a lot of friends that are track coaches, and they say she's pretty impressive to watch on in track too as well. Her dad is Brandon Height, who used to be the boys coach there, that is the principal there now. And Brandon wasn't a bad player and back in his day at Perry High School.
Oh, there's a takeaway. and can't quite get it to go. We're going to have a couple free throws. Substitution for the Maroons. Amber Dolman comes in. And maybe Shields will get a breather, but Perry has scored all 7 points here in the second quarter.
So, Mark, I got to ask you a question.
Sure.
Being a Blackwell alum, and I'm sure you've had to answer this question a million times, but what exactly is a maroon? Do we know for sure?
I also really need to know which school had the maroon
First.
Yeah. I'm not sure how that worked, but the maroon is a spirit, so it's considered to be a Native American
Oh, cool.
spirit.
I didn't realize that.
And both schools have a maroon man, like a maroon spirit.
Symbol kind of deal?
Yes. But, and they're a little similar
Yeah.
in design, but it is odd that those are the only two maroons
Yep.
in Oklahoma. There's the Maroons in Texas, Austin High School,
Okay.
but not any other in the state. And the two schools just happen to be 30 miles apart.
Yeah. And huge rivals.
Big rivals. Blackwell, and I know we're broadcasting on the Perry platform here. I'll be honest, Blackwell has not really held up their end of the bargain at much lately. However, the Maroons of the North did win wrestling last year.
That's what I hear. And I think this year the Maroons of the North are kind of the team, right?
It may be in wrestling, but not so much in basketball or football. And that rivalry in football, Adam, is one of the longest unbroken rivalries in the state.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And Perry is, I think, on the longest winning streak in the history of the rivalry. It's really gone back and forth. Both teams have won quite a few games, but Perry's won about the last 8 or 9.
Well, and if there's any general fans that are out there that aren't familiar with Perry and Blackwell, one thing you do have to do if you ever get a chance is go watch either one of those schools wrestle. It is, and the atmosphere and the energy in behind that, even if you don't understand wrestling, it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, it's definitely big. Josie West's second 3 of the game for Perry, and that is 10 straight, and they're now up 9.
So you asked about our network. One of the things selfishly that I enjoy is watching duels because, and I can watch it on a lot of our network schools, and they'll stream them, so it's a lot of fun. I do get a lot of complaints. We got to figure out the scoreboard, though, how to score the matches and everything. So
yeah.
We're working on that, but you can still get team points out of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You got too much scoring going on. We'll take a timeout here. Perry scored 10 straight. They lead by 9.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for
David
the best
Stone to
premium
IMG.
water and iced tea in all of
What?
Oklahoma. Offering around
crazy.
500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open
Chris
in
Maxon,
Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure
Who's
to
that?
stop by
Chris Maxon.
HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on. Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Welcome back to the Score Game of the Week. Mark Rogers, Adam Dieselhorst, 19-10 Perry. Clinton started off well, first 6 points of the game, but since then the Perry Maroons kind of getting comfortable, starting to hit a couple of threes and have taken control.
Yeah, like you said, it's been their ball movement, and then, whoa, that's a play. It's like, I know Kennedy don't shoot that bad.
That was a nice play. It was well defended inside. I mean, the shot may have been more wide open in the past, but it's going to result in a couple of free throws for Braley Dale.
I mean, so Mark, one thing I always do when I call these games, just to add a little bit to them, is either one of these two towns, I know you've been to both of them before, so where is the best place to eat in Perry and Clinton? And I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay, it's easy in Perry. It's the
Comeback.
Comeback Cafe. It's got an incredible breakfast, chicken fried steak, you name it. It's amazing. And then in Clinton, I don't know, man. It doesn't go.
Is it the
That
Jigs
doesn't go that
or
deep,
Jigs
man.
Barbecue? Isn't that what it's called?
That's
or
a
what's
good
the
question.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I've eaten at a Mexican restaurant in Clinton that was all right.
So if you've ever been to Jigs, and it is Jigs, I got it right.
Yeah.
Off the, it's on the access road. I believe it's west of town.
Okay.
Phenomenal barbecue, but it's just like, you know, how all great barbecue is. It's open like at weird times.
Okay.
You know, kind of just at their discretion. So
It's just cook it till it's gone.
yeah,
And then that's it.
that's a great business model, by the way. No waste.
We got Cashion legend Chris Maxon tuned in.
That's big time.
I believe the football field
It is.
Maxon Field here.
That is correct.
Chris was not an assassin back in the day, but still a man that wields quite a bit of power and influence.
Well, I've heard a lot of great things about their family being around Cashion, but I've never met a Maxon before. So
Oh, you'll have to do that. All right, Richard Pye is signal for the 1-1. Perry's in the bonus, 8th team foul, and that is the third foul on Ray Washington. So got some foul issues for the Tornadoes. You talked earlier about not much depth for Brent Caldwell's team.
well, and then the injuries and suspensions and different things they've had to deal with, I think, too. Obviously, that they're probably going to end up having to play some people that normally wouldn't see a lot of varsity minutes.
Cisneros is in. That free throw is true.
So last year for Perry, unfortunately, Height did not get to play in the playoffs. She broke her hand, and they still, it was very impressive that run they had making the state tournament. I'm really anxious to see how they do this year state-wise. That win, like you mentioned, against Jones was super impressive the other night. We had that call. Jones has got I can't remember her last name, but the girl that's been recruited by OU and Tech and everybody. And they really handled her for most of the game. And then beating Latta and beating Weatherford. I mean, those are big wins.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I would think that being able to beat Jones would signify that this team has a real chance to win a state championship.
I agree.
And I think that would be the first. There's Cisneros with the bucket. Would be the first ever for Perry's women's team. Perry's men's team has only made one appearance to the state tournament ever.
That's right. And that was a few years back with Coach Height, Brandon Height's team. Yeah. Well, the one year they made it, they didn't get a play. Remember, because
Right,
COVID shortened it.
2020.
That's it. That's right. Yeah. I thought the OSSA did a great job last year handling the COVID issues and how they ran the state tournament and everything. They did a really good job with all that. I felt like everybody felt very safe and they handled it well.
Yeah, it was. I like the extending out the tournament.
I do too.
Yeah, playing
I think
early
everybody
in the week.
liked it. Yeah.
And I think the feedback was great. Josie West hits her second three.
Well, Oklahoma basketball traditionalists like you and I coming from here, I'm sure like you were like me and you were all for it, giving every kid an opportunity to play in the big house, But, I know Coach Glover, some of those guys were a little leery about wondering how the feedback would be. But I think, like you said, everybody was thumbs up is what I hear.
There's so much travel that goes on now in athletics and in the summer and those things. And I think back in, when we were growing up, you'd be hesitant to come down and stay in Oklahoma City or have to go back. But I think now there's a little bit less of that. But I think that having it all week is just, to me, is a great addition.
Oh, wow.
Nice move. Brandon might not have been happy with that pull up in the lane. He's got to get off the glass there. Get that off the glass.
That's a tough shot to hit.
It's finally another look for Tila Johnson, and the first one was nothing but net, and the second one was an air ball. Jefferson working around that screen. Between her legs, she can really dribble. Like she may have shuffled him. We got a foul. She's going to go to the free throw line. Well, not the free throw line. That is Josie West, third.
Good cut.
And a finish. Jefferson up to 7.
Yep, good call.
Shuffle the feet, I agree. Temporary chance for Clinton to kind of close the gap there. See if Perry can hold to the last one. What kind of execution we'll have here.
Oh, goodness.
Overcooked it to Dale.
That's going up.
And that looks good. A little short. So pretty exciting first half of basketball here. Perry was down 6-0, but they've rallied to take a 9-point lead at half. We will be back with the second half of girls semifinal action here between Perry and Clinton Maroons, up 9 on the Red Tornadoes.
For generations, the FFA has been helping our children through agriculture to grow into responsible adults. We believe in and we support the work being done by our local FFA chapters and all they do to create an enriching experience for our youth. For all you do, you have our thanks. Farm Credit of Enid. Together, we grow. Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
When you're in the market for a new truck, what typically goes through your mind? Hi, it's John Johnson at Johnson's of Kingfisher. Is it make, the model, and from where? The Ram 1500s and 2500s are outstanding trucks, so it might just be the dealership you choose. At Johnson's of Kingfisher, our auto family has been providing Oklahoma families with quality trucks and great customer service for more than 90 years. Not many dealerships can say that. Come meet our family and take advantage of the great pricing on new Ram 1500s and 2500s during the Ram Power Days at Johnson's of Kingfisher.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
At Bellamy & Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
This is your moment. You've got what it takes. The grit to get from first steps to finishing touches. You're here to train, to put in the hours. Because today's hard work gives you an edge. To get hired, to earn more, to fine-tune a future to be proud of. Career Tech. Get skilled, get paid.
Electricity. That's what we've been about since 1936. Since then, Cimarron's mission of bringing electricity to its members has been nothing short of successful. But over the years, it's become more than that. It's about powering our neighbors' heating in the winter, keeping the lights on at the ball field, and keeping your phones charged to capture those special moments. We are proud to be part of your community. Thank you for being part of Cimarron for all of these years.
Dr. Devin Nightingale is your chiropractic choice in North Edmond with easy access from Cashion, Guthrie, Luther, and all the Oklahoma City surrounding areas. As a former college athlete, Dr. Nightingale understands the importance of a fully functioning body to gain that competitive edge. Also certified in prenatal and pediatric treatments, Dr. Nightingale sees all types of patients, ranging from 2 weeks old to 97 years old. We offer conservative treatments to get you back in the game, whether you're a weekend warrior or a professional athlete. So give us a call at 405-471-5565 for a free consultation today.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and ranch land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit GoPioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options and lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
FloorTech proudly serves schools across the state of Oklahoma with their gym floor and janitorial supply needs.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
All right, we're ready to get underway here in the second half. It is 25-16 Perry over Clinton. Game's leading scorer is Braylee Dale. She's got 8-6 for Josie West and Kennedy Height for Perry, 5 for Mabry Shields. For Clinton, Carmela Jefferson leading the way with 7. Paige Lloyd with 4, had the first 4 of the game. And then 3 for Tila Johnson, 2 for Aislinn Cisneros. Clinton coming out, 2-3 zone.
I think if you ask Coach Caldwell, too, he has obviously slowed the pace of this game down. You know, Perry had that one run they went on, I think was 9 or 10 points, but other than that, the game's been evenly matched.
And they've done a good job of getting out on the shooters. Perry hasn't had a lot of wide-open three-point looks. There was one, but maybe a little too deep for Height's liking.
Good take.
You mentioned she can get to the free throw line, so she's shown the ability to do that.
She does a really good job with that. Last year, that was definitely not part of her game, which I think she, understands that she's probably got a career in hoops and knows that she's going to have to get that part of her game down. She can't just rely on bombing threes on everybody. But she can do it. I remember games last year, she hit 6 or 7 threes a game. And, the thing about them is they got Josie West. They can do the same thing. And Mabry can shoot the ball. She's bound to hit 4 or 5 in a game, too, as well.
Certainly helps when you got more than 1 or 2 players that can hit those shots from the outside. Jefferson showing off her ball handling skills.
Ooh,
gets
good
into
move.
the lane, but shot is blocked by Height.
Good look.
That was a good look. Dale may have been just a little quick up.
Yep. And you'd like to see her finish that, even though she did get fouled.
Free throws look good, though.
Well, she's a good player. I know for a fact she has some colleges looking at her. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but and I hope that one of them she likes as much as I do. I think that was politically correct.
That's
wasn't
fine.
it?
Yeah, that's good. Pull-up jumpers just short from Hester. Perry's going back the other way
Good-looking shot
quickly.
there.
Off the back iron for Shields, but Perry's able to get it back. There's an in-rhythm 3. Wouldn't fall from Atlanta Ward. We did earlier today, sitting and watching that great game between Fairview and Perry on the boys' side. I got an amazing history lesson from Coach Shack on the naming of the town of Cashion.
Yeah. It's a cool story.
Something that I was unaware of.
And I'm a big fan of that, of, the history of your community and, what they did last year during football season with the Rough Rider deal I thought was pretty cool. Anytime schools do stuff like that, I think that's big time.
Alana Hester has her first points of the game. That is a high arcing 3 from Mabry Shields.
And Mabry is a kid, too, that really has advanced her skill set from last season, too. She's an incredible defender, but has been a knockdown three-point shooter. But she's a physical kid, and she guards really well.
Looks like the Clinton boys team. You can see the bottom of the picture has got several pizzas.
Yeah.
That's nothing wrong with that.
And speaking of the Clinton boys team, how fun was their run this year in football? It's good to see them hoisting up a gold ball again.
And then it really kind of capped off by a result against Tuttle that I didn't see coming. They were so good on defense in that game and forced a lot of turnovers.
Well, one thing you always know, if Clinton, if teams from that part of the state, like they were historically for so long, they were so physical, and I think that was something that Clinton proved in that game, just being the more physical team. And obviously it helped that they had Caden Powell. I mean, that guy was a one-man wrecking crew, but yeah, and you're going to get to watch him play basketball today. He's fun to watch play basketball, too, as well.
He would have been an outstanding choice for Player of the Year in Oklahoma, just by playing on both sides of the football and everything he did. It's just with Braylon Presley's career and all of his outstanding accomplishments, it's tough to win that award.
So I heard their principal at Clinton said that Coach Lee, and this is, obviously we know Coach Lee and, his standing historically in football here in Oklahoma, and he said it was the single best performance that he's ever seen by a high school player was Caden Powell's state performance.
Well, that is saying something, that's for sure, because he's seen a bunch of those. 10 points for Carmela Jefferson, and we're down back to a 9-point game. This is where the deficit was at half. Height for 3. And the rebound comes back down in possession of Hester.
She's smooth handling it, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Wow, she's starting to feel it. He is really starting to feel it.
Good move.
That was a good move. Dale is now into double figures with 11. And the action's starting to pick up. You mentioned Shields and her defense.
Yeah, she's been on Jefferson like Stickum, but Jefferson still is putting up points. She's just such an explosive offensive player. I think we got a technical foul.
We do. Technical foul called on Brent Caldwell. He's giving it to Richard Pyatt now.
You hate to see that. And you always wonder what they say, you know?
Yeah.
Typically, you'd hope they'd have to say a lot.
Well, sure. I didn't notice him being that upset on the sidelines.
And Coach Caldwell's an animated guy. If you just know him, he came over and talked to us. You know, he's very, very passionate, about his kids and he's a great coach too. He might have been joking around with him too. So
well, Richard, Pyatt listen to what he had to say, and we'll see how it affects the rest of the game. But it's now back up to 10. Perry almost lost it. That was an unforced error.
Ooh, he had the right idea.
This foul starting to mount up again. That's only the first foul on Carmella Jefferson. Man, I really like to see her get that confidence going. Hit the three, hit the pull up, and there's a steal, and there's going to be a foul on Braylee Dale.
That's a difficult pass to make, obviously. You probably don't want to see the post-entry pass from 40 feet to set up the offense, so Coach Duncan's not real happy about that.
It's foul number 3 on Dale, also 3 on Josie West. So, got about 10 minutes and change to go in this game, but you don't want to see either of those players pick up their fourth. Grace Brownlee in for Perry. That's her first foul.
Good look.
And another foul. So since the technical, we've had quite a few fouls picked up on the Maroons. 3 quick ones. Wow, that is 3 amazingly fast fouls on Brownlee. She is going to go to the bench, and
she gets them closer to the bonus too.
Yeah. So Atlanta Ward real back in the game really fast. But after the technical, 4 fouls have been called on Perry. So sometimes this could be strategic. And Richard got that one right. She shuffled her feet. We've got some celebrities here. Dave Hammonds and his wife Amy in the house. Rock star attorney in Oklahoma City.
Mark, who do you not know?
I'm old.
Chad Tissner's worried about your ticket. He wanted to know if you really got one.
I did. I really did get a ticket. I came into town, and I passed the gym, and I just drove around to see what was going on downtown, and I passed through the school zone, and I was going a little faster than I should have. Not much.
Good move.
So you're welcome, Cashin.
Donate to the town of Cashin.
13 now for Braylee Dale. It's small cities, man.
Oh man,
they nab you. I got one in the summer in Scott City, Kansas, and that was an entirely different ordeal. It was pretty bad. Their speed limit was 20. 20.
You can't even make a car go that slow.
Not even a school zone. 20 downtown. I think, when you're out there in the middle of nowhere, you got to make sure that people are slowing down, that not driving too fast.
I don't even think the cars nowadays will let you set cruise on anything
it
below 25, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I have to be riding the brake.
You're right about the small towns. All the traveling I do with Squirtle and my wife's team, and the little speed traps that are all over the state.
Look at that hustle. Great hustle from Tila Johnson, but to no avail.
Yeah, you love seeing that extra effort there, diving on the floor.
It's a 3-game winning streak for Clinton that they're carrying in, so they're playing some of their better basketball this season. And coming off their first win versus a ranked team, Barnum, smaller classification, but still great program.
Oh, not a good decision.
Gave it up a little too late to get it to Lloyd. Well, that was really good defense from Atlanta Ward. She was right there with her, but just put her hands on her. One more foul, we'll have the bonus.
Jefferson makes it tough on you. She's so quick off the dribble. It's another thing it goes unnoticed about great players is they get other people in foul trouble a lot. And, a lot of times don't think about that.
Now, do you know who my friend behind us, Dave's sister, is married to?
Who's that?
It is the voice of the Cashin TV.
Oh, really? Neiman Nabavi?
That's correct.
All right.
Yeah, so he's here watching his nephews.
Neima's a celebrity.
He has got the passion. There's
He
no doubt about it.
does. You can't match that.
Lloyd missed one in tight. Dale
Nice.
got fouled. She'll go to the free throw line for 2. Her fundamentals are strong.
They are.
Nice spin move.
She's got a tee, I believe. Yeah, you're right about Dale. She's comfortable in the lane, and you don't see kids like that anymore that are comfortable down low. Like, that's where she wants to be,
But she goes to the free throw line a lot, and she's going to make you pay when she gets there.
And I think with her, too, she's going to be I think she has a chance to be a really good player at the next level, too. Just the way she handles the ball and the way she moves with her size. You get her around some other bigger players, you know what I mean? It opens a lot of things up for her.
I think I jinxed her on the free throw. She went to get her own rebound. That was. And here comes the technical free throws being shot by Shields.
We have not seen any tees in this event. We've seen 2 in this game.
In the same quarter.
Ooh.
Got it all. Double figures now for Shields. And the Perry lead all of a sudden is now 15.
Whoa, got it. Oh, almost.
Well, that was a really good look for the end of the quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. Perry's extended the lead to 15. At halftime, it was 9, and the Maroons looking for a berth in the championship final here, the Cashin Tournament, 8 minutes away. Stay tuned.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on. Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to
there haven't been a lot of
timeouts
timeouts or stoppages, you know what I mean?
Performance.
It's gone pretty quick.
His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
For generations, the FFA has been helping our children through agriculture to grow into responsible adults. We believe in and we support the work being done by our local FFA chapters and all they do to create an enriching experience for our youth. For all you do, you have our thanks. Farm Credit of Enid. Together, we grow.
(38-23) Perry over Clinton. Mark Rogers, Adam Dieselhorst. Great boys game coming up next. OCS and Cashion. OCS 13-1. Top-ranked team in Class 3A. Cashion 10-3. All those losses coming in the Tournament of Champions in Tulsa. They're ranked number 2 in Class 2A.
See a great Squirtle sponsor that's making his way down, sit down across the way from us, Devin Nightingale. He's a chiropractor in Edmond and All-American at Oklahoma Christian and probably one of the best players to ever play at Fairview High School. Well, teammate of mine, heck of a basketball player. Back in the day, of course.
There's some legendary players from Fairview.
There's a few, yeah. Wade Weinstrower, he was a legendary player. He was here last night.
I saw Wade at the McGinnis tournament. There's a 3-ball up and good from Cisneros. She's got 5. Had a nice conversation with him.
Wade was
Wade can golf a little too.
Yeah. Wade was the guy I watched as a youngster and idolized.
Yeah, you guys should all been able to get together on one squad.
Yeah. When everybody was still around the city consistently, we put together some good church league teams, I can tell you that much. The key was always to have Wade or Devin on your team.
Uh-huh. Long
Boom.
3 is good. Carmella Jefferson. She has got 15. It's back to 10-point game. Not everything has gone right for Brett Caldwell's team. I mean, I mentioned a couple technicals and some turnover issues early, and then dealing with that inside. Braylee
They just
Dale
can't guard her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She does move extremely well in there and has got great instincts for the ball, as you saw on that last play. So just when things start to get a little interesting, Paul Duncan calls his team over, says, hey, let's not forget about defense.
Well, you know, the thing about Dale is a lot of times kids that are right-handed or they're only comfortable on one side of the basket. You know, if you watch her, she doesn't seem faded about it, and she makes some really creative moves from like underneath the goal, which most of the times you don't see kids do that nowadays.
All right, so Paul Duncan, the Perry head coach with timeout, he is dressed today in a tie. Basically, the NBA and college basketball has gone away from a business attire. I know you've called a bunch of games this year, Adam. How many coaches have you seen go in the full shirt and tie mode?
Well, Coach Duncan, I've seen a couple times because the Wheat Capital in here. And then Shane Feely. And then if you look down on the other end, you see Eric Smith. He's the man. He looks like Johnny Cash. He's a man in black. So he's always got a suit on, no matter what.
Yeah.
Of course, he's won like 4 state championships or whatever it is, so he can wear whatever he wants, right?
I mean, they called me back to try to help a little bit at Channel 5. The suits that I have are all very old. I don't wear suits really anymore. There's no reason to do it. Great steal by Dale. I mean, notice that we're not in tuxes.
No, and you're right about that. A lot of my coaching buddies, which I know you have a lot of coaching buddies too, they always talk about what came of COVID, right? A lot of bad things, obviously, but some good things are, streaming. We talked about that.
Right.
And then coaches can dress comfortably, right?
No doubt. How much money does that save you? I mean, I don't know.
I know. A lot.
A ton.
Especially if you're like any coach that has a tendency to go, 30 pounds one way or the other, depending upon what season it is. So,
Oh, and if you switch schools, you might have to go from getting a color-coordinated sport coat or something. Clinton has been a little sloppy with the ball here. That's been their biggest nemesis.
Yeah, and credit to them, like you said, making that comeback, hitting a couple threes. But it just seems like, Perry's kind of been in control of this game ever since that run they had. I think that was the second quarter.
Now, I heard another story earlier this week that did not seem true to me. I want to see if you can give me some confirmation on that. A couple free throws from Josie West are good. Perry's approaching having 3 girls in double figures. Now, the Taco Village in Alva do you consider that a place that is is worth eating?
Well, so I'm a big Taco Village fan. Okay, and I understand why there's that question gets brought up because it is unique Mexican food. You know, it's not the kind of the Mexican food we're used to where you're going to sit down at a table and have chips and salsa. And I mean, you literally order at a window.
Yeah,
and it reminds me a lot of like. And I don't mean to say this to be degrading towards them, but like really good like microwave Mexican food. You know what I mean?
Totally get it. No, again, there's a place kind of similar to that in Ponca City called Taco Stop that's excellent.
Yep. Enid's got Taco Bandito,
okay,
which
is
really good like that.
I know that Todd Miller, I've seen social media posts from him there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tacoville, Oklahoma City.
Yes.
Similar. But what I really wanted to know was that David Glover texted me and told me that he proposed to his wife at Taco Village. And I don't believe it.
I've known Coach Glover for a long time, and he's an honest man. I've never heard that story before. Sorry that I'm laughing so hard.
Quite get confirmation on it. No, and again, if that's true, his wife just an unbelievable lady, and that's
she's
says
the best.
more for her.
Oh yeah, and knowing Cindy, Coach, to get her to cry, Coach Glover probably had to wave the hot salsa in front of her nose,
Yeah,
to get her to tear up.
Well, she must have had a lot of faith in David to say yes to a proposal at a not a Mexican restaurant quite. But I'm telling you, I'm all for it. I haven't been to Alva in a while. Used to be there all the time when high school and things. So I'll get there and I will.
It's still
eat
there, man. It's still there. What I love about Coach too is with his OSSA role, he's always the 8-man guru. He's the volunteer. They love sending him up to Alex. That's home for him. So, you see him anytime there's a finals game, you're going to see him there.
Great pass inside and finish from Tila Johnson.
And you're speaking to Coach. Pretty cool thing that I got to witness personally is he was inducted into the OCA Coaches Hall of Fame this summer and decided to have his plaque commemorated at Fairview. So they had a little celebration for him, and Coach Glover also coached at O'Keene, and so they were playing O'Keene. It's a pretty cool deal to have him there with both those fan bases. He's as good of a person as he is a coach, I can tell you that much.
I'll second that. Yeah, that is an outstanding moment.
He's got a lot of enemies right now because of playoffs. And can't ever make anybody happy.
Yeah.
I've even tried to sit down with some of my friends and explain to them, how hard it would be to do that, but no, everybody's got their own opinion about it.
Well, here's something else that I want to say, and maybe this won't ingratiate me to the coaching profession, but get the scores in, man. They got the website there.
I know.
If you lose, it's okay.
Yep.
Report the score
Yep.
and also pay attention to what's going on. It's not that difficult. You're scouting other teams. You can kind of take a look around, and what I don't like is when you have ratings that don't reflect actually what goes on. So I think, hey, we all know if you're in high school athletics and you're a coach, you're underpaid and underappreciated, but that's one thing that I think you can do to really help the sport.
No, I agree with you 100% for sure. And like you said, it's not hard to find games to watch nowadays with streaming and everything. You've got a lot available to you. So,
on your website, I mean, it would make it absolutely makes scouting a lot less difficult.
Correct.
You don't have to meet anymore and exchange VHS tapes.
Yeah.
I'm older than you, but that's something that happened back in the day.
Hey, when I first started here helping Coach Shack at Cashin, it wasn't VHSs, it was CDs. But I remember when we were in that district down with Walika and some of those schools down southeast, we made a lot of stops at the McDonald's in Shawnee and met to exchange some CDs.
Perry's got it out to 14 and got to practice a little late game execution here.
You knew that was coming, that rip move.
Oh, she's strong. There's really nothing to do to stop that.
No, they just don't, and they don't have anybody can match up with her. And honestly, we've seen them play a handful of times this year, and there's not really anybody. You don't see a lot of true post players anymore in the game.
It's up to 17 now for Braley Dale.
And you talked about it too, Mark. You hit it on the dot. One other thing she does is she gets to the free throw line too. She gets a lot of her points from there. But you'd like to see that,
Double-digit attempts for her.
Especially if you're making them.
At a minimum, yeah. She's the game-leading scorer with 18. Coach Caldwell call a timeout, see what he can do here, practice some situations on his own. So the other girls' bracket will be Bethel and Dale, and the winner will get Perry in the finals.
That's correct. And I don't think Dale and Bethel like each other, from what I've
pretty
heard.
Close. You know, you go down one road, and that's it. That's all. It's kind of like that Blackwell-Perry rivalry when you don't have to turn to go to another school and just go straight there.
It is true.
That's a rivalry.
The roads that lead straight with no turns are, you're right.
I think that's Cashion and Crescent.
That's true.
Those two teams don't like each other very much.
No, they do not. They do not like each other very much. And it's kind of strange too. Kingfisher and Hennessy have kind of a unique rivalry too with each other.
No turns.
No turns there. Just Dover. You might have to stop when you're going through Dover. You probably get a ticket in Dover.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm not going to try to get another ticket today. I'm going to be very careful.
We might have to raise your play-by-play pay.
Maybe I can expense it. I don't know. We'll see.
We were talking about Tommy Griffin. There's Coach Tommy Griffin right there.
Very nice.
OCS legend, probably coming to watch OCS play, I'm guessing.
He's also a Northwestern Ranger legend.
That's true. That's true. I always forget that.
I wonder if Tommy would like to put in a word for the Taco Village.
Well, it's sad, just like a lot of small towns in Europe. Blackwell grad. I'm a Fairview grad. There's not a lot holding those towns together anymore. So it's great to see places like, Comeback Cafe and people being able to stick around and keep places like that open. Like, it was pretty cool the other day. I had somebody in Enid, because Enid's movie theater shut down in the mall, like everything else. And they asked me if the movie theater in Fairview is still open. And I was kind of prideful of me being a Fairview guy. Yeah, it's still open, And so it's kind of strange to think that Fairview's movie theater survived and Enid's hasn't. So, Alva's the Rialta, or however you say that, it's still open there too as well.
Well, glad those places could survive the COVID, which is, tough. There's a good bucket from Paige Lloyd. She scored the first 4 of the game. Now she's up to 6. We had a nice penetration and layup from Height, showing off some of her ball handling skills here.
Good look.
That's now 20, and it's the biggest lead of the night, 18.
Mark, I got to ask you another question.
All right.
What are your thoughts on, and we don't have a lot of crazy shoes in this game, but one thing I notice is the attire and the shoes that kids wear nowadays. It's, just not a lot of simpleness. It's bright colors and.
Well, I got a story that I can relate to you. Last night, went to the charity fight night event downtown.
Oh, did you go? Okay, cool.
I did. It was great. Ran into a couple of your buddies. Had a nice conversation with Trevor Randall.
Oh,
who's
yeah.
a Perry
what
grad.
A great guy.
Or Edmond North grad.
Edmond North grad, yeah.
But wife, family from Perry.
Uh-huh.
So I got to wear a black suit. And what did I do? I text my 17-year-old son. I said, do you have any cool black tennis shoes that I can borrow? And he said yes, and they're in the car. So the shoe game was not
important.
The only shoes that we had were the old Converse, kind of like Magic Johnson's.
The Chuck Taylors?
Not the Chucks.
Okay.
This is a little later than the Chucks. But that's definitely changed. Definitely changed. Well, that will put it in the books for this one. Perry advances on to the finals tomorrow to get the winner between Bethel and Dale, and Clinton will move on to the third place game. 51-36 is the final. And, I think there were moments in this game for Clinton that they played really well. I'm impressed with Carmela Jefferson. It just wasn't enough. Too many turnovers, and I think just too much overall skill on that Perry side.
Yeah, it was like you talked about. I mean, Caldwell had a good plan. You want to slow the game down and run that zone, but eventually Perry started hitting some threes, and it got them a little more extended, and then Dale just took over the game, and they didn't have anybody that could match up with her.
The final scoring looks like this. Braley Dale led all scorers with 20. 12 points for Mabry Shields, 9 for Josie West, and 9 for Kennedy Height. Those 4 players the only ones to score for Perry. For Clinton, 15 for Carmela Jefferson. Tila Johnson had 5, Alana Hester 2, Paige Lloyd with 6, Katrina Curtis with 3, and Aislinn Cisneros with 5 off the bench. And that final is 51-36 in favor of Perry. The Maroons now 12-2. Clinton falls to 8-5. About 10 minutes away from a great one. Number 1 in 3A, number 2 in 2A. OCS versus Cashion coming up next on Squirtle's Game of the Week.